Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm Ethan Drew. We're going to be reacting to and breaking down Voiceplay's cover of Be Prepared from The Lion King. For those that don't know who I am, I'm Ethan Drew. I break down music through reaction and analysis videos like these. I interview singers, which is my primary focus here. And I also like to do a little bit of music of my own. And if you guys are enjoying the content, make sure you like, drop a comment down below, and make sure you subscribe so that way you never miss another upload. Without further ado, let's see what Voiceplay has in store for us today. And I can tell you right now, I have seen this movie quite a few times because it is from my time period growing up as a kid. And we will jump into this promptly. But I just wanted to preface that I have seen the movie. I have not seen this yet or heard it yet. So this is going to be news to me. And like I say in most other videos, there's going to be a lot of pausing here because I stopped to talk about what's going on in the music. So that way I can cultivate that understanding of music with you guys. So here we go.
Your powers of retention are as wet as a warthog's backside.
Wow, okay. This is a very primal, tribal style entrance here. And it's just, it starts off quite intense and in your face. And I like it when songs do that because it sets the tone for the rest of what you're about to hear, right? You're about to see what they're truly capable of in this song. But if you're going to start off intense, you better be able to back it up in the rest of the song. And those of us Voiceplay enjoyers, we know that they're going to back it up, but it's just a little bit of a note to there as to starting off with a little bit more purpose. So let's keep going. I was vibing very quickly at the beginning of this one, as you could probably tell by my face cam down here.
I know that your powers of retention are as wet as a warthog's backside, but thick as you are. Pay attention.
Ooh, that was a G1.
My words are a matter of pride. It's clear.
That was a nasty A1 there. Hello. All right, let's keep going. I wanted to drop back a little bit more because there was a couple of different things I want to talk about in the dynamics of the cover here.
Powers of retention are as wet.
So there's a couple different things, right? So we start out with some percussion from Lane because he's their beatboxer, and he just cuts out for a second while Jeff is doing his thing here. And it's just ever changing and fluid. And I love that because you just keep people on the edge of their seat wanting more and craving more as they're listening to it.
As a warthog's backside, but thick as you are. Pay attention. My words are
That's really cool. I'm gonna listen to this voice effect that was placed on the background vocals here because that was a really nifty little touch to add. I'll point it out to you as well.
Thick as you are. Pay attention. My words are
It almost sounds like the mid-range frequencies on their voice in the EQ mix in the post editing was like increased, and like they kind of cut out some of the lower frequencies as well. It's kind of what it sounds like because it sounds a little bit hollow. Like the singing sounds a little bit like hollow, like singing into a can almost. But it was really cool to add that touch in there too because it's just a very peculiar sound that you don't typically hear, because I know a lot of people tend to despise that sound as a singer, to have more mid-range frequencies boosted. That way it sounds more hollow. So it was a really gritty little choice, and I kind of like that.
matter of pride. It's clear from your vacant expression The lights are not all on upstairs.
Those very short, punctual ha, those ha's in the background. That was really, another creative choice to add for some filler. And what I mean by filler is whenever when you have a section in music that if you're doing it in a cappella especially, but if you have that spot in music that there's not a lot going on, you want to have something at the background, right? You want to have something to keep your listeners ever so slightly busy in the background, so that way it's not just a lead part and nothing else under it. You know, you want to have a little bit of support. So I like those they're really short, subtle, and sweet to the point. Ha, ha.
Vacant expression. The lights are not all on upstairs. But we're talking kings and successions. Even you can't be caught unaware. So prepare for the chance of a lifetime.
Very, very nice transition to an E1 subharmonic there. And it was quite a meaty one too. I can't handle it right now. I've been singing literally all day, so my subharmonics are just gassed. But that was such a smooth transition.
Lights are not all on upstairs, but we're talking kings and successions. Even you can't be caught unaware. So prepare.
So my favorite part about that transition too is that he starts on the note in E2, that note there, but he slips into the E1 subharmonic, which is the note that E2 is based off, like that the E1 is based off of, right? So the E1 subharmonic happens with an E2 taking place. For those that don't know, a subharmonic is where two notes are created, or two notes are being heard at once. And you're creating two notes at once, but one is more dominant than the other, making it sound like it's just one. So if you have, say, an E2, that note right there, but you add the little bit of grit, or you add that little bit of like raspiness to it, it's a little bit more complicated than what I'm explaining and the way I'm leading it on. But in short, you kind of like, you let your voice relax into it a little bit while you're singing it. And then you kind of slip into this thing called a subharmonic. And it's like I was saying before, it's two notes in one, but you have one that's more dominant than the other, being the lower frequency here, which is the E1, which is way lower than an E2. It's exactly one octave lower. So I can't do it that low, so let me think of another note that I can do reliably. See, G, G. That is a subharmonic. And that's what happens. You have two tones playing at once, one octave above and one octave below, with the octave below being the dominant, which is why it sounds crazy low, because it kind of is. It's not really cheating per se, but it's a way of manipulating your vocal cords into creating that lower note. Bit of a tangent, but I did want to explain what you were hearing there in case you've not heard it before. So, let's keep going, shall we?
Even you can't be caught unaware. So prepare for the chance of a lifetime. Be prepared for sensational news. A shining new era is tiptoeing nearer.
And where do we feature?
Just listen to teacher. I know it sounds sordid, but you'll be rewarded.
Ooh, I love these chords. Augmented chords.
And injustice deliciously squared. Be
Man.
What's up? He's talking about the lion, you're the dad, and the cub. I think I know him.
My gosh, that was a fat low A. All right, let's see. We've had some really high notes in here too. One more thing I wanted to call out. Michael Kilgore is in this one too. And And I know that I'm a little late to the game on this one because I saw this one came out before the other one that Michael was in. But sorry about that. But man, this was really cool so far. So let's back it up a little bit and we'll keep listening. And I did want to call out the fact that Jeff seems to be doing more musical theater style work here lately. And I think it's really, really cool that he's opening up to that because, I mean, obviously he has his content on his channel where he's able to, or I mean, where he does his content such as like reading stories. And he's got a great voice for that. But it's really cool to see someone, or seeing someone like him with his voice just kind of opening up to somewhere in the middle, right? From his full-on singing career versus like straight up just reading books and maybe even voice acting, blending the two together. It's a really cool thing to see because he's just got a voice that can bridge the gap between all three of them and do really well in all three.
And where do we feature?
Just listen to teacher. I know it sounds sordid, but you'll be rewarded when at last I am given my dues and injustice delicious.
How? I love that. Just that sync, that boom, boom, boom. It's just, it gives it a little bit of percussive effect while not actually being a percussion instrument. Really cool choice there.
I know it sounds sordid, but you'll be rewarded when at last I am given my dues and injustice deliciously squared. Beep, beep.
Did you hear that? What's up? He's talking about the lion, yeah, the dad, and the cub. I think I know
It's a
him.
halftime here. Hello.
Into a delicious stew. Ooh, then he'll pay his price. But who will be the king if we end his life? Well, not Mufasa, Mufasa, Mufasa. No king, la, 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 la. Could someone please explain this thing?
Idiots, I'll be the king.
Long live the king. It's great that we'll soon be
That was an A5 from Michael there in Believe, just full on head voice. There was so much control up there though. Well executed.
connected. But the king will be all time adored.
Of course, quid pro quo, you're expected to take certain duties on board.
The future.
I love that. It was just like this floating little arpeggio in the background, like. Listen to that again. Listen for it. That was really unique.
Of course,
I liked that one there too. Whoa. That was really, really little cool trinket to add in there to fill in the gaps, so to speak.
quid pro quo, you're expected to take certain duties on board.
The future.
Yeah, that's a straight up arpeggio. That is a straight up arpeggio in the A key of A. But it's so well, and the sound. It sounds like the sound is coming from the very back of your ears. Like it sounds like it's coming from behind you almost. And that's something that I really applaud because with the advancements that have happened in audio engineering in the past decade or two, you can manipulate sounds to the point of where you want them to come from when they're being played back to you. So at this point, if you had two speakers, left and right, say, like a pair of headphones or a pair of earbuds or a left and right speaker, maybe in a car perhaps, you've got the ability to make something come from like the back or front side of speakers like that. That is absolutely crazy to even think about even 10 and 15 years ago. I mean, obviously you could do left and right before, and you could offset it that way, but you can literally choose the side, or like the front, middle, or back of where that sound is coming from on the left and right. Sounds confusing, right? But it is wild what you can do with audio engineering now. Anyways, it's kind of what it seems like is happening here, but we're gonna back it up 5 seconds, listen to this arpeggio again, and I'm gonna listen to what kind of like effect they have on that background arpeggio. in addition to just trying to figure out if they actually place the sound like towards the back of the speakers.
To take certain duties on board.
The future.
Okay, maybe not, but it sounded like they did at first. But and I will say, this goes back to what I was saying at the beginning, where there was like a hollow sound. It almost sounds like you're singing into a can just a little bit, but the effect is a little bit more toned down, right? There's the lower frequencies are cut out on this one. But it was really well done because you don't want it to be overpowering on the lead part, because they'll just blow it out of the water, distract you, and turn you off as a listener.
It's littered with prizes.
As though I'm the main address here. The point.
I loved that little passage right there.
The future is littered with prizes.
As though I'm the main address here. The point that I must.
I love that grit right there, because there's a little bit of dissonance from where you go up to a half step to a higher pitch. It's almost like it almost has a little bit of an Arabian or Indian style. It's like a little bit of a taste of Arabian or Indian style music, because they do a lot of notes where they're only a half a step apart, where it just kind of grinds a little bit, grinds your gears in your ear a little bit, you know, just kind of jumps back and forth between those half steps a bunch. And that's not a style of music that many people are like too familiar with, but in short, they do have a lot of those like half step differences between the notes that are taking place in their music. And we get a tiny little bit of taste of that here.
I'm the main address here. The point that I must emphasize is you won't get a sniff without me.
So prepare.
Ooh, a chromatic descent. There was a little bit of a cascade effect almost. Listen to these vocals in the background here.
You won't get a sniff without me.
So prepare for the cool of the century.
Back to normal time here.
For the mightiest scam. Meticulous planning, tenacity spanning. States of denial is simply what I will.
King undisputed, respected, saluted, and
The dissonance. There's so much happening here.
Be prepared. Yes, our teeth and ambitions are there. Be prepared.
One sub. Kill it, Michael.
We'll be prepared for you.
Paused. Wow. What a crazy ending, folks. I gotta listen to this again, because this just blew my mind, without a doubt. This is like one of the most emphatic endings I've ever seen in the Voiceplay cover. Like it's building, and building, and then it just like, ba-ba! And then it just stops. And that's incredible. I forgot the musical term for it. I might throw it in the video once I figure it out. But that is without question the most intense ending of any vocal voice play cover I've ever heard. And one of the main reasons behind that is because Jeff starts at an A2 and takes a nice long slow descent into that A1 and chest. I love that A2 to A1 glissando. That is just wild. So much control going down there. Like, you would want to go really fast in a glissando, and if you taper your speed in doing so, You lengthen the dramatic or the drama attached to it, which makes it feel more intense than it actually is by doing it slower, which further improves the intent, like raises the intensity of the moment. And it's just like, I'm gonna shut up. Let's listen to this fantastic ending one more time.
Yes, our teeth and ambitions are there. Be prepared.
We got Michael riffing in the back. There's just so much to talk about here, man. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, so you got the bass line, you got Michael riffing like crazy and landing every pitch perfectly, I might add. Obviously, the pitches are corrected in post editing, but let's listen to this one more time. I also want to talk about how long Jeff starts singing here and just holds the note, holds, and holds. Like, this takes immense breath support and control, because to hold a note this long, you will run out of air at some point, and you can tell Jeff is a seasoned singer because of how long he holds this note here. Of course, he glissandos from that A2 to the A1, and that will require more air down there in the lower registers, but just listen to how long he goes without breathing here, especially while maintaining a meaty low A. See, he just he keeps going and going and going. And of course, the la 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 ending at the end. That was a really nice little touch to finish it off as well. Folks, might have found a new favorite Voiceplay cover. I say that a lot, but this is probably my new favorite. This is a very wild cover without a shadow of a doubt. If you're still here, you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I am Ethan Drew. I break down music. I interview singers here on the channel, and that is my primary focus, but I know you guys really enjoy the reaction analysis videos, so I do a lot of those. That way I can, keep you guys happy, of course, because I do what you guys want here at the end of the day. But also, I like to do a little bit of music on my own from time to time, so be on the lookout for those in the YouTube shorts. If you enjoyed what you saw today in this video, I would appreciate a like. Drop a comment down below, even if it's just a smiley face. It helps with the algorithm. And subscribe with the bell turned on so that way you never miss another upload. And if you want to contribute to my success here on YouTube, and you feel that I have contributed to your appreciation for music at an astronomical level, I would appreciate it if you would visit my Patreon page with the link in the description. You can support me as little as $1 a month if you want to do that. You don't have to enjoy the content. There are other ways to support me without spending a penny, and they all help me in more ways than you know. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you soon. Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching today. This video is made possible by patrons like Miss Nancy Flesher. If you are interested in getting shoutouts like this at the end of my videos, make sure you hit the link in my description to go to Patreon, where you have the ability to do so. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I love you. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon.